Hey guys, so I went to the library today, and because I forgot to tweet from the library, I decided to do a video and show you what I got. But first, here's my list of what I was gonna get, and that's 11 books. I was gonna get Save Me by Lisa Scottoline, Thorn by Vina Cork, Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen, Shine by Lauren Miracle, The Last Little Blue Envelope by Maureen Johnson, The Secret Speech by Tom Rob Smith, Shadow Pass by Sam Eastland, The New Chelsea Handler, which is Lies That Chelsea Handler Told Me, and The Sisters Brothers by Patrick DeWitt, The Boy Detective Fails by Joe Menno, and Witch's Brew by Terry Brooks. Most of these I couldn't find, and I was kind of on a time limit because I had to park on a meter, and the meter was only for 30 minutes, so I was kind of like running through the library. Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen I looked at, and it didn't really sound that good. Like, someone had recommended it to me, and it didn't really sound like my thing, so I was like, eh. Shine by Lauren Miracle, they didn't have. Save Me by Lisa Scottoline, I really want to read that, but they didn't have it, so I guess that's next time. Thorn I couldn't find. And The Last Little Blue Envelope, which is this month's freaking book club read, they didn't have, and I should have known that because I was actually afraid of that anyways, but I mean, it's relatively new, and Maureen Johnson is super popular, so I'm going to have to wait. And if I can't get it, if it starts getting closer to the end of the month, I'm just going to have to buy it, which kind of sucks because I don't have a job right now, but I can't be the only one not to read the book. I didn't actually look for the Tom Rob Smith or Sam Eastland, only because, like I said, I was running out of time, and the Chelsea Handler I didn't look for either. I looked for The Sisters Brothers. I didn't find that, but I think I actually was supposed to look in the new section and whatever. The Joe Menno one, The Boy Detective Fails, they didn't have. And Witch's Brew, they did have, which is right here. This is the sequel to the Tangle Box, and it's the fourth or fifth in the Landover series. I'm going to check real quick. I think it's the fourth, but I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth in the Landover series. So it's actually been a while since I read the last one, so I'm really psyched to read this one. And I also got Lisa Scottoline's Devil's Corner. Sorry, I suck at holding these in the right place. It sounded interesting. She has a lot of novels. She writes a lot of thrillers, and it's about a prosecutor who gets caught in the wrong. Obviously wrong. She gets caught in this crazy thing that becomes a double homicide, and she decides to try to find the killers, and she gets into this crazy thing, and it sounds cool. I like thrillers and crime stories, so. And then, speaking of crime, I got Beat, which is new, so I literally have 14 days to read it, and it's about a detective, a homicide detective, who has a internet porn addiction, and he ends up getting dragged into this Russian sex slave trade mess. I've read a few books actually that were about the Russian sex trade, and I don't know why, but it's a topic that kind of interests me. Not in that way, just because it exists and it's terrible, and I don't know, it just intrigues me. So when I saw that part, I was like, oh, cool. But it's interesting because he seems like he's kind of like the anti-hero because he's kind of a shitty guy. He's got this sex addiction and stuff, and he trolls the streets, it says on the jacket. So he trolls the streets for girls, prostitutes. So it's going to be really interesting to read a book with, like, some kind of, guy that's not good. You know, the main character is not really a good guy. I don't know. I've actually never heard of this author. It's Stephen J. Schwartz. And, I don't know if this is his first or what. I'd have to look that up. But it seems interesting. Lisa Scottoline, I'd actually just heard about. So, I haven't read any of her things, any of her books. So, it's going to be interesting. And I also found out while I was at the library that I didn't have any late fees. So, yay. I didn't have to pay any late fees today. I was excited. For some reason, I thought I had late fees, but I guess I don't. Because I asked, and she said no. So, that is it. I wanted to get more books, but I guess 3 is actually enough. Yeah. Leave me a comment and tell me what you're reading. I'll talk to you later.